In today's video, I'm finna break down how to make melodies and beats for the last Future album, I Never Liked You. We finna break down melodies of someone who actually produced on the album, then talk about BPMs, keys, and then drums. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So first, let's talk about BPM and Key. So I made this little note right here. As you can already see, we got F minor 2 times, F sharp minor 2 times, F sharp is a good one. Also the A sharp, D sharp, and B sharp scales are great, as you can see. But by far the best scale for future beats is C major / C sharp major. There are a total of 5 songs on I Never Liked You which have this scale. So now let's get into the BPM. So I divided this section in chill songs on the album and hard songs. The chill songs tend to be between 75 BPM and 125. BPMs for hard songs are between 144 and 182. It really doesn't matter what BPM you make the beat in, as long as it's between 144 BPM and 182, because we got all type of numbers like
144, 45, 46, 47, 47, 48, and then there's like a little gap, and then from 159 to 175, it's also like almost all numbers. So
but now let's get straight to the melody. So for melodies, I'm finna analyze 3 melodies by Dan, who produced The Way Things Going. I could obviously, make my own type of melody, but I thought, I'm not on the album, so what do I know? Let's just break down the instruments that he used. So first of all, we got this kind of dark pad going on. Then like a dark mallet bell type of sound. And if we analyze the melody in Melodyne, we can see that he used the 5/1 progression, which is by far the most common progression in trap music. But what we can see right here is that for this first kind of pad melody, he changed up the voicing. If you just move this up, we just put this F up 1 octave. We got the same chord right here. And what we can learn out of this is that voicing can make your melody sound unique. We're still using the same simple chord progressions that are getting picked, because if you just do a crazy chord progression, the loop will not get picked. But if you just use the same old voicing with the same progression and the same sounds too, sounds is another big part of it, you should just finna sound like everybody else. So yeah. So next up, we got this little bell accent which follows the same 5/1 progression. Then we got this dark pad, which again, same progression, different voicing, just to give it space in the mix. Then we just got a simple dark bell counter melody. Then another counter melody, which is a vintage sounding guitar. And then at last, we got a bass. Just very simple. And to me, this sounds like the Grola Moog bass in Omnisphere. Fire melody. And just to recap, that first of all, sound selection is very important. The sound selection for this melody is very good. Like all the sounds used are dark, kind of fit in that pocket, fit in that vibe. And second of all, voicing, which 1 makes the simple progression sound way more complex and way more unique, and 2 gives every melody a place in the mix without nothing really clashing with each other. This melody is very similar to The Way Things Going. Alright, so first up we got this piano melody. So again, we got a very simple chord progression. We got the 5, 6, 1 in this case. So for those who don't know, 5th chord of the scale, 6th chord of the scale, 1st chord of the scale. Oh my god, I messed this up. But what makes this melody sound so great is the top notes and these little notes in between, which just add that ear candy that actually makes the melody interesting to listen to. So first we got this kind of melody going on. Y'all see? And then you got the same thing right here again, which adds to the consistency of the melody, which makes it more catchy. And then up here we got a beautiful top melody, which really just adds to that ear candy that's just playing on top like. Then we got a little pad going on. This guitar counter melody is definitely played by the real guitar, which you can hear in these. You can only achieve that type of sound with a real guitar, but then we got some vocals. Probably from Splice or Arcade. And then the real bass, which plays a little melody, you know, nothing too crazy. Also more dark melody. We got some choirs in the background, strings. Let's break it down. So first of all, we got this main pad type of melody. Same melody, 1 octave down. So I don't really know what chord to use off the top of my head. It's also like a lot of 2-note chords going on, but what you can see when analyzing this is that he used the harmonic scale, which just gives it a more mystic or more dark feeling. So we in G minor and the normal minor scale would just go like. And when we in the harmonic, we basically up in the 6th note of the scale by half a semitone. So normal minor and harmonic minor. So it's just a little darker and fits perfectly for this melody. And if you look at this last chord and the chord it resolves to, it really creates great tension. Instead of. And we got this reverse melody going on. The same melody, 1 octave down again. When analyzing all these melodies, you can see that he really likes to, you know, pitch melodies 1 octave up and down for different parts of the melody, which is a very simple way to create variety in the melody. We got the choir, which again plays a very simple chord progression. As bass notes, we just got the 1st, 5th, and 4th, and then back to the 5th. And what you can see too is that the G, which is the root note of the scale, is playing throughout the whole chord progression, which just gives the whole choir a sense of evenness. I don't even think that's right. We got the same progression, 1 octave up again. Same progression as the choir, but just another pad. And we got a little flute counter. Kind of sounds like an old pad a little bit. And then at last, got the bass again. I think it's the same growler moog bass from Omnisphere as in the first melody. For this melody, the harmonic minor scale really created that tension between the last chord of the melody and the resolving first chord. And I talked with Dan and he said he's using a lot of analog lab, a lot of pad like sounds or pad sounds, which you can definitely see. And to me, Analog Lab is also the best place to find these type of sounds. If you don't know yet, I got an Analog Lab bank out and the next one is coming very, very soon. So yeah, check that out. But let's get into the drum making part of the video. So first off, I added this crunchy percussion loop, which you can also hear in the way things going, but at the end. As far as drums go, basically the drums on the album are modified, more modernized, basic trap drums. As far as 808s go, almost all songs got spins or spin-like, spin-modified 808s, so that's what we finna use.
These rappers be high as hell, man. They can't rap on that shit.
They want to use a brand new, so that's trying to do right.